Welcome to my YouTube channel, or maybe you're watching on Facebook. I'm Banjo Ben. I teach people how to play banjo and mandolin, but this week is Guitar Week. Thankfully, I have my handy dandy G-Run shirt on there. I could read what to play. If you want one of these, I have them for sale on the site. Hey, let's learn a couple solos for 8th of January, also known as Battle of New Orleans. We're going to do it in the key of A. We'll start out with that basic melody, then we'll jump off that right into the battle and make it a little beefy, okay? If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, banjobenclark.com. You can get this lesson, the tabs, which are exactly like I played it, JamTracks, all that good stuff. But I also have hundreds of other lessons. You need to check that out. And come check out the forums, because there you can ask questions and get nice little answers from nice little people, including me. I'm over there all the time. Let's jump right into this one. Let's learn 8th of January. It's also known as Battle of New Orleans, and there's a couple of keys that it's commonly played in. Sometimes it's played in D, and very often it's also played in A. That's where we're going to do it. And on guitar, the way that we're going to approach that is we're going to play out of G position, but capo up to the 2nd fret. Okay, so that we play out of G, and the three chords that this song is going to use is G, C, and D. Of course, with the capo on, that really makes it A, D, and E, but we're going to talk about our chords and our notes as if, you know, what we're actually playing here. That makes it a little easier. Now let's talk about the form just briefly. This song has kind of a verse and a chorus. You might call it an A part and a B part. First part, you know that. And then it goes to the second part. Now we're going to play through that one time pretty basically, just to get that basic melody established, and then we're going to jump from that, launch into a more advanced version where we get up the neck and do a lot of cool double stop licks. Now as we throw this first line of tab, we're actually going to start with 2-measure kickoff, just in case you need it. Just wanted to throw it in there, which this works good for establishing that tempo and helping other people come in with you in time. We're going to start with our ring finger on the 4th fret of that 4th string, sliding right into that 5th fret, which is the same note as what we're playing in the open 3rd string. So we're making this little unison sound, sounds like this. Sometimes I'll slide with my ring finger the first time, and then slide with my middle the second, so it looks like this. And we walk into that first A part, and we're going to use a lot of open strings here at first. So there's going to be a lot of overtones ringing. It's going to sound pretty cool. It sounds like this. Measure 6. And I would advise you to leave down these frets. In this particular version, I think it sounds best to leave down the frets until you have to pick them up again. Just makes it more legato, more smooth sounding. Measure 7. So I just want you to notice there in measure 7, we play that 2nd fret on the 3rd string 3 times in a row. To me, that sounds better than going. That wouldn't sound very good. Now in measure 8, we just go right down that G pentatonic scale. Make a note, that very last 2nd fret in measure 8, that we're going to play that with our index finger. We're going to need to do that. So let me play this line for you a little slower. We'll do it much slower later on. Going into measure 9. This time we're going to play this B note. It's actually a C sharp, I know. But we're going to treat it as a B note. That we were getting with our open 2nd string, we're going to get it a lot with our 4th fret now on the 3rd string. Why do we do that? Well, it allows us to play more notes on a single string. So we're getting a lot of the same notes, but you'll notice we're playing a whole lot on the 3rd string. So it's a little easier to play, but there's also a different tone that this note gets versus this note. And I kind of like that closed tone at times. So measure 9 sounds like this. Okay. Measure 11. And then back down that pentatonic scale. So this whole line. Now we're walking into this chorus in measure 13. We're going to keep it very basic. It starts out with just the quarter notes. Bum, 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 bum. And again, I'm going to leave that 2nd fret down. Now it's important here in measure 14 to get that counting correct. It's a bit syncopated, and we have an eighth note rest in there, although we're not going to lift off the strings. But if you're counting it out loud, it sounds like this in 14. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and. So watch your pick strokes there. So it's pretty simple playing, as you can see, but we just want to leave those notes ringing out, create some fluidity down there. So the whole line. Again, the same quarter notes. But this time we're going to get a little bit more scale based in 18 through 20. Cool. Now, as we play up through measure 20, the last two notes are pickup notes for going into the more advanced. And I want you to make a note on that last second fret to play that with your middle finger this time, because we're going to be sliding up. Now, let's play through, if you're watching here on the site, we're going to play through this basic melody together slowly before we go into the advanced version. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I'd love to have you over on the site. Hundreds of lessons.